is a Kenyan engine that Thomas met whilst he was traveling across the Sahara with Ace the Racer. She is based on a KUR 81 class built by Vulcan Foundry for the Kenya-Uganda Railroad from 1926 to 1930. Nia comes in the standard single-pack packaging for Trackmaster motorized engines. I have to specify motorized now because Trackmaster Push-Along has been introduced, and yeah, okay. So, over in the corner we have a picture of Nia from likely the TV show, because that's not obvious. It says motorized engine, again, specified now because of the introduction of Push Along, which, I'm gonna be honest, I actually kind of like better than Adventures, because the problem I always had with Adventures and Take Along was that you couldn't put them on the Trackmaster track. And I don't have, I barely have any of the old Take and Play track, so I couldn't really use my Take and Play models. But thankfully, with the introduction of Push Along, as well as this nice Superstation and Super Cruiser track, now I can. Of course, her name is Nia. She's Nia. Hold on. Her name is Nia. Her name is Nia. Her name is Nia. Oh, I had to. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I liked Big World, Big Adventures. It wasn't the best of the Thomas movies, but I liked it. Except for that part where the trucks were, leaning on their sides. That was, as well as the bit in Utah where Thomas does that weird loop stunt. Though I am glad that Utah actually got some recognition in a Thomas movie, because I live in Utah. Anyways, yeah, her name is Nia. As you can see, a clear view of the engine. We'll get to more of that, as well as a piece of rolling stock she comes with. It's ages 3 to 7. Oh no, I'm 14. I'm not supposed to have this. It's gonna explode on you. Anyway, yeah, it's Thomas and Friends Trackmaster. Duh. I actually do like how in this box they actually have, a little piece of paper track on the bottom, words and things and stuff, and yeah. And in the back of the box, it advertises Push Along, which, one thing I don't like about Push Along is the name. They could have been more creative, in my opinion. Also, that Thomas's decal is actually placed differently than the one down here. Which one's correct? I don't know. I don't have a Trackmaster 2 Thomas because I don't care to get one. I have a Tomy Thomas, if that's good enough. Once again, it says Trackmaster. You can see that nice gear design. Motorized engine, made by Fisher-Price. Collect them all, subject to availability. Except not really, because these were all at the store that I got Nia and Rebecca at. And I was considering getting Emily, but then I was like, the original Trackmaster model looks a lot better. But yeah, there's Percy, James, Thomas, Gordon, and Emily. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people complain about Trackmaster 2 because, the engines are a lot more squished, and different and weird and unrealistic looking. For me, the main problem I have with it is that they can't freewheel because, I'll show you when we open up Nia. With the old Trackmaster models, you used to be able to just, push them around and stuff, and I liked that. And now you have to turn on the motor to get them to move, and I get that's what Push-Along's for, but I just would have preferred that they had kept the freewheeling feature, or if there was a way that you could, if there was a way you could make them so that they could freewheel. Anyways, let's read this. Trackmaster motorized engines take Thomas and Friends characters to faster speeds, taller heights, and bigger adventures. Create your own motorized railway full of really useful engines, and experience the island of Sodor like never before. That's one other problem. A lot of the track sets for Trackmaster, not all of them, but a lot of them are more less like a railway and more like a roller coaster. But there was one set that I saw today that, sorry for the voice cracks, there was one set that I saw today that was the, I think it was Thomas and Cassia, or the Cassia crane set. I forgot what the crane's name was, but it was the one from Big World, Big Adventures, where it's the red crane that looks like Carly, and it comes with Thomas and stuff. That one actually looked good, and I considered getting it, but then I was like, but I've already got ideas for Nia and Rebecca in my series. Spoiler alert. So yeah. That's one set. That's another problem I have with Trackmaster 2. Enough rambling and stuff. That's weird. There's like a little bubble in the plastic there. Oh well, hopefully it doesn't give me death. Anyways, let's open up Nia. Pretty nice little piece of track, actually. I could do something with this. Anyways, instructions and stuff. Anything I don't know, I'm assuming probably not. It's just battery installation. Anyways, let's take a look at the rolling stock first. So it has the gear wheels that a lot of the modern Trackmaster 2 stuff has, and it also has the fixed coupling, which a lot of people complain about. I personally don't care, really. And also these gear wheels, I don't understand why we need them. I mean, it makes sense on things like the wood chipper to have those gear wheels so that it gets traction and it's able to pull off its little, function. But, like, I just don't get it here. It doesn't have a face, but I will add one, as I have with all of my other troublesome trucks. I've added a face to the ones that I could. I will add a face to this one, and I don't know, maybe I'll show it at the end of the video. I haven't decided. It's just all blue. Kind of like the older, like Tommy and early Trackmaster vans, but it's like, squished down. Yeah, it's alright. And I dropped it. It's alright. So we'll go ahead and put that back there. Anyways, let's take a look at Nia. First impressions. First of all, wheels are the wrong color. It was like 2 in the morning when I watched the movie this morning, and I was tired, so I don't know if I was seeing things wrong or if the shadows were making it look like it, but in the movie her wheels looked red. Thankfully though, because it's Trackmaster 2, one second. We bring in ya boy Merlin. I could, in theory, actually switch out the red wheels for the orange ones, but I won't, because that would be, I don't care that much, actually. As you can see, she's got these tanks up here. I think that she said that these were water tanks. Her eyes are slightly wonky, I think. I don't know, I can't. Actually, I don't know if these are wonky or if her eyes are just molded weird. I don't know. But I've seen some Nia models where, like, the eyes are, like, way off center, so that's why I really inspected this one to make sure the eyes were as close as possible. This is what I'm talking about. You can't freewheel without them making that loud and annoying clicking noise. And also, if I were to do what I do with my series, where I pull them by a string, the wheels wouldn't turn, and that would look weird, and also it would be hard to do, but I've come up with a few techniques to use Trackmaster 2 engines in my series, so it's kind of nitpicking. She also has this, which it's unpainted, unlike how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to have like some green and gold. I'll probably paint that up, give it some gold at least. On her sides, she's got this really nice, I guess stripe deco. I forgot what this is called. I learned about it in art class in 8th grade, I remember. Yeah, I can't remember what those are called. She's got like a bit of exposed internal workings. I don't know if you can really see that. Yeah, it's molded in, and then it's got the weird like printing on it that's like super grainy and texture. I don't know, it's weird, the Trackmaster 2 models. She's got actually painted pistons, which that's actually pretty nice. I mean, Merlin's pistons weren't painted, and I had to do that myself, but they actually bothered to paint these ones, which is nice. Still like Trackmaster 2 Merlin though, don't get me wrong. No buffer painting on the back, but we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix the buffers. Might need to go get a different marker, actually. Might need to go get a different marker, because this one's a bit dry. There we go. Good to go. Up top she's got green stripes. She's got her whistle, which, oh wait, that is part of the whistle. That's kind of weird design. I don't know. She's got a lamp. She's got a nice funnel looking. She's got a nice funnel. She's got a pretty big bunker. No, that sounded wrong. Yeah, you can see the pistons poking through right here. number 18. She's got a nice rivet detail up here. She's got a coupling hook, but it's not painted. I'm sorry if the voice cracks. I would have preferred that was painted, but oh well, I can paint it myself. Yeah, overall, I think that's about as much as I can say for Nia. She's got these little gold things here as well. Yeah, that's about as much as I can say for Nia. Yeah, I'll give my rating at the end of the video. So we'll put her over here and we'll move on. Rebecca is a yellow tender engine that moved in after Henry left Tidmouth. She is based off of a Battle of Britain class, or a West Country class, built by the Southern Railway. She is a 462 that was built by Oliver Bulleid from 1945 to 1951. Rebecca, surprise, also comes in the standard Trackmaster 2 single character packaging. A lot of the details are the same, you know, the nice track paper. I'll probably do something with that. 3 to 7, again, I'm 14. Oh no. Motorized engine, Rebecca's face. Her name's Rebecca, in case you didn't know. Trackmaster, you know, gear designs. Clouds. Yeah. Again, words and barcodes and stuff. Again, the same advertisement for Push Along. The same thing that was on Nia's box. Trackmaster motorized engines take Thomas and Friends characters to faster speeds, taller heights, and bigger adventures. Create your own motorized railway full of really useful engines and experience the island of Sodor like never before. And we got, this time instead of Gordon, James, Emily, and Thomas, Thomas is replaced with Nia. And on this picture, her buffers aren't painted, whereas they are on the actual model, which is the opposite of what usually happens. But yeah. Collect them all. I don't really need to. I've got these two, and I want the other version of Emily. And I've got her already. I just got her. Yeah. So let's go ahead and open Rebecca out of the packaging as well. Once again, battery installation instructions. I already know how to install batteries. I have several other Trackmaster 2 models. Again, the track, I will probably do something with that. That's pretty cool. Anyways, let's start with her tender. Oh, that sounded wrong. Anyway, it's got a ladder at the back, these two little tanks. I don't know if those would be water or anything. This little cap that I would actually presume would be for water. Again, it's got the gear wheels. Okay, fixed back coupling, okay. I can't really say it doesn't have painted buffers because it's already black, so yeah. NWR in a red stripe, as well as a white stripe right below it, and a sort of teal, or yeah, I guess that's teal stripe on the other above it. I just noticed this instead of the usual, you know, Tommy and Trackmaster style coupling where it's just like up and down, it goes up like this. That's pretty cool. These little details right here, I don't know what those are exactly called. We got some coal. The tender's actually pretty tall, but honestly, I think it's probably kind of supposed to be like that. Again, a teal stripe up there. Yeah, that's about it for a tender. So now we will look at the actual motor unit itself. We'll start on the sides, like we did with Nia. She's got this nice red and orange stripe. She's number 22. She's got a white stripe right below it and a teal stripe below it. She's got nice yellow wheels. Really like that, but she's supposed to have like a pair of front wheels up at the front, and I'm surprised that they didn't do that, because like on Trackmaster 2 Edward, one sec. On Trackmaster 2 Edward, they did this. And like they couldn't do that for Rebecca? Just add some yellow wheels at the front? Oh well, I'll probably just get another like Thomas Mini Steven or something and like lift the wheels off and put them there or something, I don't know. Or I could just leave it, I don't care that much. Her name is Rebecca, she's got a nameplate, she's got, are those supposed to be smoke deflectors? Because they don't stick off really at all. I think those are kind of supposed to be smoke deflectors. This little dent here, this is actually meant for the Rebecca that was initially released, where she came with the pieces of scrap that would be put together to form the worst abomination I've ever seen in this entire franchise. I will not even get into that episode. It's in, if you want to know, it's the episode What Rebecca Does. Is that what it's called? Yeah, it's What Rebecca Does. Yeah, it's just the worst scene I've ever seen. It was not intended to be a pun or anything. Moving to the other side, it's the same thing, just mirrored. Still has the indentations. As for the face, it's a nice little face mold, actually. I'd say that really does quite look like Rebecca. Her front running board is very plain. It's completely unpainted. Once again, we'll fix that. We'll paint in these buffers. Even then, her buffers are like tiny. So yeah. She also has these lights. I'll probably paint those silver when I get the chance. Up at the top, she's just kind of got like this nice teal look. That's where the funnel would be. She's got this lamp, which I'll probably color that in silver. And I think I will actually put black on this. Oh, well, I'll get that smudge off later on. I can get that smudge off. Anyways, yeah. Not really much else to say about Rebecca. So, I think it's about time that we put some batteries in these two, and we give them a little spin on this temporary test track I've set up. Here is the test track that these two engines will be going on today, and Rebecca has been hooked up to two troublesome trucks with a load of crates, along with her tender. And Nia is pulling both her included blue box fan and the one that came with Salty. So, now on to my opinion on these two models. Overall, I like them. They're pretty well designed, have nice decals, but I understand that a lot of people kind of hate these characters for, the fact that they're replacing Edward and Henry on the Steam team. So, I can understand if you don't want to get them, but I would honestly say if you don't mind the characters, go get them. Or, if you prefer to be able to freewheel them, but you don't mind paying a bit of extra, as well as waiting a lot of extra time, then I'd suggest getting the Playrail versions. So this has been my review of Nia and Rebecca from Trackmaster, and this is me, ZStackZip05, once again saying,